I do want to talk a little bit about why clients maybe have the perception that they should look elsewhere. Maybe they've drifted into a pattern of familiarity where they know what they know about their advisor. They're not aware that the advisor has this ability to pull together all of the issues around continuity and succession and family investment legacy. What are your thoughts on that?
No, it's a great question. And to your point, some of these statistics really are staggering. And so it's kind of the natural question is, right, why does this dynamic exist? Why is this happening? And it's happening because there's been this huge breakdown in communication, which means that for advisors, it really comes down to helping clients talk. It's simple, right? And your clients are smart, they're capable, they're highly successful people. So in some ways, it's kind of like, okay, why do they need help talking? And it's not because the topic is intellectually challenging, right? Wealth transfer conversations, they're not technically difficult. But what makes them challenging is that they're emotionally complex. They're not cognitively complex necessarily. And so clients aren't avoiding these conversations because they don't understand the vital importance of estate planning or the importance of preparing their heirs. They're avoiding them because these discussions, they have the potential to become complicated, emotional, or revealing in ways that feel uncomfortable to people. And I think the interesting thing, Duncan, is that when these conversations finally do happen, for whatever reason, they almost always lead to relief, which is one of the best emotions, right, that you can generate. And they lead to clarity, more trust. But to get there, people often need to face some really uncomfortable truths because these conversations force people to look at parts of life that they may try to keep in the background. And with this, there are so many things, your own mortality, your children's limitations, family dynamics might not look the way that you hoped that they would, conflict that might surface, the fear of being judged or misunderstood. There's so much that really gets wrapped up into this. And these conversations, they're never purely financial. It's always in some way tied to identity, to values, emotions. So in many ways, the avoidance, it's not about ignorance. It's just about self-protection in some way. And it's almost like exercise or therapy, right? You know that exercise and a healthy diet is the way to actually lose weight, or that talking through problems almost always helps. But it's the fact that these things stir up all this noise in our minds and we avoid them because they're uncomfortable, not because we don't know that we should eat well or go on the diet or talk or do whatever it might be.
Well, I'm going to assume that the complexity is a big issue. It's interesting from an advisory perspective of the immutable laws that exist in life and in business. Kydland's law is so profound, which is just the art and the exercise of getting something out of your head written down and then organized. You're halfway there in terms of dealing with a problem or a project just by going through the exercise. So I can imagine that an advisor that just opens up the conversation and starts to lay out a very precise roadmap that's not fueled by good intentions alone, but an actual methodical process, a checklist. That actually reminds me of Gilbert's law, which is not leaving someone to their own devices, giving them an actual framework.